Okay, this is Richard Nilsson for Introduction to Family History with Sister Bascom at BYU, Idaho. Making this video to kind of talk a little bit about my last video, which you can, if you haven't watched it yet, you want to check out my channel. I'm just going to briefly talk about what I did for my cultural retention project and my personal records retention project. So the cultural project, I chose to study a little bit about Denmark. My last name is Nilsson, and most of my family came from Denmark. First, one of my family to come to the United States from Denmark, and then named Otto Nilsson. He immigrated to the United States when he was 10 years old with his parents. And found out a little bit. The official language is Danish. From what I can tell, kind of a combination of German and Swedish, a little bit of its own unique aspects, I guess. One thing I've focused on mostly, the Vikings. Like I thought they were kind of cool. I heard from my aunt recently that Leif Erikson is one of our ancestors, which means that we're also descendants of Eric the Red. Leif Erikson was his son. And kind of studying them, I found out a little bit about their fighting style. That has always really fascinated me. I've done martial arts most of my life since I was 10. And the Vikings actually created their own martial art called Gilma. There was a lot of grappling, like wrestling type moves, and also fighting with swords and axes. So that's a little bit about what I learned about Denmark. And really quick, what I did for my personal record retention project. I spent some time doing interviews with my dad, getting some information about his parents, my grandparents, because I did know them growing up, but we never spent a lot of time together. I grew up in Utah. They lived in Jerome, as you know where that is. It's still north of Idaho Falls, and then later on in Boise. And they weren't very close with my dad for a long time, so we saw them maybe once a year, if that. So I wanted to ask him kind of what he remembered about them, and kind of get to know them that way. So I can tell my son about them later on. He's a little older. He's only 2 right now. So yeah, it was really interesting, some of the things that I learned about them. So you can check out a portion of that conversation on my other video. But really quick for this one, my grandpa, he was the only one in his family to graduate from high school. And he was really proud of that. And he also found out from my dad just when I was talking to him on Friday that my grandpa was over 40 when he went on his mission. His first wife died. He was married before he married my grandma. His first wife died, then he got special permission to serve his mission at that point. And it's really rare that it happens from what I understand. So that was kind of interesting. My grandma, she loved on taking this class. She was huge into family history growing up. She used to come visit us in Salt Lake. Literally just spend almost the entire time she was there downtown at the family history library. I just couldn't get enough of it. And her big thing she did right before she died, maybe this is what she was holding out for, I don't know. She was able to find one of our ancestors that actually came over on the Mayflower and landed at Plymouth Rock in 1620. She was really excited about that. Her grandparents and their family came from Tennessee, so most of Those records were burned by General Sherman during the Civil War. And she thought for a long time she'd never even get past that time period, so she was really excited once that finally happened. That's really all I remember a whole lot about my grandma. I was 15 when she died. I only knew her maybe a handful of times in my life. My grandpa was really excited when I went on my mission. I got my papers right as he was getting ready to die, but he was very proud of that. Probably hear my son screaming in the background, so he needs to be tended to. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, go and leave a comment below and check out my other video if you get a chance. Thanks.